your Daily Dose. My name is Robert. Hey, look, it's Susan. It feels like it's been a while since we've done
I
interviews.
think it
We've done
has,
several
yeah.
hundred of them. How you doing?
Oh, great, thank you. We just had a wild rainstorm here. I mean, just like noisy and crazy. So it's a nice setup because
Cool.
we're gonna reverse some roles here today. I've been thinking of having this sense for a while that there's a conversation that needs to be had, and it probably needs to be had here in this space. So maybe I might say today's the day.
Love it.
Yeah, uh, it's about the connection, Robert, between the improv side of what we do here at Yes and Exercise and the cinema therapy program. And those of us in the middle who've done both, and the kinds of things that I hear from people and that you've heard and that you've written about in your book. And so I just want to like ask you some questions and highlight some stuff and
I
maybe.
love the premise. Yeah, by all means.
Okay, well, cool.
We're at a good reflection place. You figure we're what, 5+ years into the research of this and 2.5 years into the applicability of the nonprofit. So yeah, this is a great time to look back and kind of assess.
And cinema therapy has been for how long? How much of that?
I think about a year we started branding it this way. I think it was the Shawshank course last year when we started giving it that title. I
Oh,
could be mistaken, but that's what I.
well, but if we include day one, it's been,
Oh shoot! Well, day one, yeah, that started in 2020, the very first October of 2020. So that's
and
coming up on 5 years.
yeah, the first one, the 27-week one, that was
Yeah.
still part of your clinical trials, but still, yeah.
Star Wars, everybody. We're gonna someday we're gonna do it again.
Indeed, yeah. Well,
Uh,
that's the thing. There's so many movies and fit into the hero's journey template that,
yeah.
and really that takes me to the question I hear from a lot of people, and you hear, are with your encouragement to tell our stories and get them out there. Most people's reaction to that is, uh, what? Like, what do you mean? And how do I do that? And I don't know. That wasn't why I joined this. I don't understand that. Uh, and I couldn't do that. So I captured, you may remember, for a while, some things that people were saying, and I put it under the heading, the intersection of Yaks and you.
I remember that.
And with your forbearance, I'm going to read just a couple of snippets of things to
Please do.
set this, because it also it's pinging off of Jimmy the other day saying, in your interviews with Jimmy Choi on the dose, saying, talking about the hard stuff, and you had the same feeling that that's really important to do stuff that's too hard you don't think you can do, and you don't have the confidence, and so this is really kind of a genius program that you've put together. This is not a uh, 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 I'm not trying to like make you feel good. You may feel
Well,
good, but
as you know, without going too far down the path, it's built on existing research and largely exercise research. I mean, you talk about pushing. That's the principle of overload, right? And if you just keep lifting the same weight, you're not going to get gains. So it's the same idea here. We do want to push you.
it is, and so what I think is fun for me to think about, at least, is where's the improv fit in, right? So you remember where I started with all that. So, um, gosh, I don't have an order for any of these. Um, I'll just do it from the beginning. One of us said, I don't have to do it alone. It takes a village, and I have one. So if we're insecure, if I was very insecure about anything improv related, um, and remain so in some ways, and nevertheless sign up for every Tuesday and Thursday. So why is that? What what is that about?
Well, I can't speak to anybody's reason for why. However, I think the quote kind of talks it in about the idea of belonging. That's a big word to us, right?
And
because
what does belonging do? It gives you strength, belief in yourself, support. And with the cinema therapy program, I'm going to be bouncing back and forth a lot because we submit our writing to a shared document. And the hope is that we will reflect on each other's writing. We get input from the community, like this quote said, that helps us learn how to write, helps us learn what people respond to, how they respond. And yeah, so we're up to 5 minutes. Would you?
well, let me just
Yeah.
answer that last piece. We'll jump to the next one. If you're gonna not know, and writing or any creative endeavor is a lot about not knowing. What a nice thing to not know together. That's the
Right.
power of the ensemble, right? Is to
Yeah,
say,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
we're all explorers out here. We're going to learn from each other's mistakes as they were. We're going to see what works and what doesn't in real time, instead of running off into a corner and coming back and being like, what the heck is that? So like iteratively working together, it's so important. But we can come back on the next episode.
Let's come back to mistakes.
Oh yeah, good. Always a fun thing to come back to. We'll see you on the next episode. It's no mistake, but we're going to talk about them.
Okay.